Marxism is one of the most talked about political ideologies in history, yet also one of the most controversial. From promises of equality to accusations of oppression, Marxism has shaped nations, fueled revolutions, and sparked fierce debates. In this video, we're diving deep into the dark side of Marxism, separating myths from facts and uncovering the controversies that often go unnoticed. So, if you want to understand the full picture behind Marxism, make sure you watch till the end. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because knowledge like this is too important to keep to yourself. 1. The origins of Marxism. Karl Marx, along with Friedrich Engels, developed Marxism in the mid-19th century. The philosophy aimed to critique capitalism, highlight the exploitation of workers, and offer a vision for a classless society. At its core, Marxism promised freedom from oppression, equal distribution of resources, and a society where wealth and power weren't concentrated in the hands of a few. But while these ideals sound noble on paper, the practical implementation in the real world has been far more complicated and often downright troubling. 2. Common misconceptions and myths. Before we explore the controversies, let's clear up some myths. Many people assume Marxism is synonymous with communism. While communism is inspired by Marxist theory, it's not identical. Marx envisioned a stateless, classless society, but the regimes that claimed to follow Marxism often ended up concentrating power in a few hands, creating the opposite of equality. Another myth is that Marxism only critiques economics. In reality, Marxism extends to social structures, politics, and even culture. Critics argue that this broad approach can justify extreme measures in pursuit of the so-called greater good, and this is where the controversies begin. 3. Historical controversies. Let's talk history. In the 20th century, Marxist ideas inspired revolutions across the globe, from Russia to China to Cuba. While these revolutions promised liberation, many resulted in authoritarian regimes. In the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin's rule led to widespread repression, forced labor camps, and millions of deaths. Similarly, Mao Zedong's China saw the Great Leap Forward and Cultural Revolution, which caused famine, mass persecution, and social chaos. Critics argue that these outcomes weren't accidental. They claim that Marxist ideology, when taken to extremes, creates a system where power is centralized, dissent is crushed, and the promised equality never arrives. 4. Economic critiques. Economically, Marxism proposes abolishing private property and redistributing wealth. In theory, this sounds fair, but in practice, it has led to inefficiency, corruption, and poverty in some countries. Centralized economies often struggle with resource allocation, productivity, and innovation. Critics argue that when the state controls all means of production, incentives disappear and societies stagnate. However, supporters of Marxism counter that these failures are not a flaw of Marxism itself, but a result of poor implementation or historical circumstances. The debate continues: is Marxism inherently flawed, or was it misapplied? 5. Social and political implications. Marxism doesn't just impact economics, it shapes politics and society. Critics warn that Marxist governments often suppress free speech, curtail individual freedoms, and prioritize ideology over personal liberty. Supporters, however, argue that the ideology seeks justice for the marginalized and that extreme oppression occurs only when leaders misuse the philosophy. These opposing views make Marxism one of the most polarizing ideologies in modern history. The debate isn't just academic, it affects the lives of millions around the world. 6. Modern perspectives. Today, Marxism still influences political movements, academic debates, and discussions about inequality. In some countries, moderate Marxist ideas inform policies on health care, education, and labor rights. Elsewhere, Marxism is viewed with suspicion or outright hostility. The key takeaway: Marxism, like any ideology, is complex. It can inspire hope and progress, but history shows it can also be manipulated, misinterpreted, or weaponized. Understanding both sides of the story is crucial if we want to learn from the past and shape a better future. Conclusion and call to action. So, what's the verdict? Marxism is neither purely good nor entirely evil. It's a philosophy with noble ideals and controversial consequences. The real lesson lies in studying it critically, learning from history, and applying its insights wisely without repeating past mistakes. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button, share with friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more deep dives into history and ideology. And comment below, what do you think? Is Marxism a force for progress or a dangerous experiment gone wrong?